Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome back to the Rate the Record bonus show, not the podcast this time around. If you're aware of the podcast at all, we are currently on break. This is just a bonus show to start off the new year, so Happy New Year, by the way. We're pre-recording this, like, prior to Christmas, so I mean, we haven't even gotten there yet, technically.
You thought you could get rid of us.
No, not at all. But don't worry, next week, you definitely can't get rid of us. I mean, maybe you shouldn't worry. I don't know. But we'll be back next week with the actual podcast with episode 18. It's going to be really cool. But until then, last week we released our best of our first like half year. So go ahead and check that out. And then today is another bonus episode. And it's probably the most closely related we've done to the podcast so far. But first off, I am Chris, and I'm joined by...
I am Savannah, the owner of cats.
I mean, that's factual. Okay, I'll let you have that one. I do not have one, so I can't even dispute. So in case you don't know about the Rate the Record podcast, like you just kind of found this video. Well, first off, awesome. You found this video somehow. That's amazing. The Rate the Record podcast is what we usually do is we'll choose a random album, then we'll discuss it completely at length. We'll rank the songs and of course rate the record, title card right there. Mm-hmm. But we're not doing that today because this is just the bonus. This is where we do different things and it's a lot more casual, lax, and I mean, I'm still drinking like I do in the other ones too, so go me.
This was casual. I was told to put on my best Sunday clothes.
You wear a hoodie to church? Does God accept hoodies?
It's none of your business.
Okay.
I wear a backwards baseball cap as well, but I couldn't do that with the headphones.
Do you go to the Church of Fred Durst? I mean, like, seriously. Just as she has a mouthful of
Yes. Water. Yes, I do. Thank you.
Yeah, there's no audio listeners in this one because the bonus shows don't go out to the audio realm. Sorry. But hey, video viewers, thanks for joining us. So go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Hopefully you enjoyed the content that we have today, even though it's like not as mapped out as our regular podcast is. Go check those out as well. We have 17 episodes after this, or technically 18, I suppose.
That's wild.
Because there was a 5A and B. Go find out why. But yeah, so today, as I said, it's the most closely related to the podcast we've done. In the past, we've ranked each other's favorite 90s songs. We've ranked WWF and WWE entrance music. Just random stuff like that. But today, we figured just since we just released our best of and we finished, quote unquote, our first season of Rate the Record, we were going to go through and rank all of our number one songs from every video that we've done so far from 18 to 1. And so I'm going to do mine, she's going to do hers, but yeah, we're going to have this big comprehensive list of our number ones. This was not easy to do.
Oh, no. So what I did is I took all of the number ones, I put them all in a playlist on Spotify. I played them in my kitchen while I was cooking dinner. I didn't realize how impeccable my taste is.
Okay.
But seriously, I'm listening to it going, I like this is a pretty solid playlist. And the music is so varied from the different albums we've done.
Yeah.
It actually makes for a pretty solid playlist. I like that.
And it'll definitely look good on your Spotify Wrapped next year.
Oh, hell yeah.
Or at the end of this year. It's 2022 now. Ooh, although it's still, we haven't exited that year yet, but we'll get there soon. You're already there. Anyway, so that's what we're doing today. So obviously it's all the best that we liked during this year, and went 18 to 1 because again there's 2 episodes and there was like a 5A and 5B, so that's why it seems a little weird even though that we only have 17 episodes. I digress. That's not one of my number ones, by the way. That was by Big Rack. I was just thinking that because obviously there's obviously a Big Rack song on this list because it's from every single episode.
Yeah.
So we're not going to waste too much more time here. So I'm just going to go ahead and boom above our heads. The graphics have changed. This is kind of what we do in the podcast after we've discussed the songs forever and ever. When we rank them, the graphics above my head change if you're not aware. And then that's where the list comes in. You're about to see a giant list above our heads. Right now it's empty, but hey, population time. So, as I said, these lists were not easy to make. Savannah was telling me off air, and I told her already that mine, I had to look over it a couple times just to make sure. The ends and the beginnings were fine. It's the middles that kind of got complicated.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to keep this in or anything. Just give me 1 second. My cat's playing with her catnip ball, and it's loud as hell.
Cool. Now I'll talk to the audience as Savannah's gone. I'm going to keep this in. So I am the better host, by the way. And we work well as a team.
I heard that. I didn't even leave.
I just said we work well as a team.
Yeah.
Those headphones aren't actually plugged in. She was just listening to me the entire time. Even though it took all of like 5 seconds.
All right. We're back.
Okay, we're actually going to get this started now. We've been going on for a little while. Sorry for dragging out. That's what we do on this podcast. We go on way too long about shit. Thank you for enjoying us, by the way.
We love
2022 is going to be a great year. That starts next week. But for now, it's time to rank our top number one songs. I mean, all of the number one songs, really. And like all the other podcasts, the cat appears again. Would you like to...
Bonus.
Maybe people should know by now, what is the cat's name?
Well, she's gone through many iterations, but right now she has been...
Sorry, say that one more time. You cut out.
Oh, her name is Beans.
Beans. There you go. Just in case people like see Beans in the podcast in several episodes and like to know the name because people love cats. So why not? All right.
I got Beans and Bear. Bear's the good one.
There you go. Bear's the one that never shows up.
Yep.
Okay, let's get this started and we'll do it like we usually do on the podcast. I'll start and then Savannah follows, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
So, number 18, this one was actually probably the easiest to get through on this list. I Do Not Want to Let You Go by Weezer.
I got Slow and Low by the Beastie Boys.
The Beastie Boys, okay. Yeah, that was a fairly recent-ish episode. More recent than Weezer at least.
Yes.
I keep forgetting like when each episode was.
I kind of think of them as like, I don't know, like I guess semesters where it's like before this time we did this, after this time we did these ones. So it's weird.
At the point of recording this, all of our podcast thumbnails now look the same because I over our break I have done that, so you'll notice they're all the same now. Just the podcast ones though. And so yeah, this was after I started making the new style of thumbnail because there was 3 different styles of thumbnail. If you're a true fan, you'll know all of them.
Yeah.
The first one was awful. The second one was okay. The third one, which is as of right now the best one.
Chef's kiss.
All right, so number 17, Hercules by Guster.
Dog Years by Malibu Ken.
Ouch.
And it is at the end. It's just my criteria was what do I want to listen to repeatedly? And when I listened to that song, I did forget how much I did enjoy it. I just enjoyed 16 songs over that one.
Well, at least you're consistent in putting both of your hip hop or rap tracks down at the bottom.
That surprised me.
Looking at the list, yeah, those are the only other ones. There's probably going to be more hip hop coming up, I can guarantee it. I think it's already on our future list. But yeah, for now, that's all we have, and you put them right at the bottom.
Get them out of the way quick, right?
Well, I mean, I guess I'll join you with that because my number 16 is Brass Monkey by the Beastie Boys.
Put Me Back Together by Weezer. I wasn't too far off.
Now, here's the thing. I wonder if we'll match on any of like the band placements. The songs, obviously, the songs technically we have already matched on some. Yeah. But like band placements on the list would be really interesting.
Interesting.
So Put Me Back Together by Weezer. Well, at least we both put Weezer very close to the bottom. Just like we did the album. Spoiler, go check it out, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially if you really like Weezer, you can be sad about it. All right, so my number 15 is Century City by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
In It by Pitch Shifter.
In It. It's still weird to me that was your number one. Like, I get that you like the instrumentals better, but I don't know. That's the number one on the album. That's kind of weird.
I am a confusing human being. I have accepted such fact.
And you've shown that over multiple episodes, and I've become accustomed, so I don't even complain anymore. I'll point it out, but I don't complain.
At least I'm consistent.
Consistency in your inconsistency. There you go. Gotta love it. All right, so number 14 for me is Glass Arms Shattering by Porcupine Tree.
The Lost Art of Keeping a Secret by the Queens of the Stone Age.
Yikes. That's a good song, too. Lost Arts by Quetzal. I'll know which one that is. I always just abbreviate it as Quetzal.
You read it later, you're like, what the hell is this?
As I've already said before with that episode, I'm very familiar with that album. So, and also that single. It was a single, so I'm very aware of that, too.
Yeah.
There's a few other songs that could have been singles, but they weren't. By the way, if anyone's paying attention, I do have some of the records in the background here from previous episodes. I only have 4 of the records of any episodes. If I had more money, I would probably buy like all the ones we cover, minus a few, I guess.
No, you are definitely buying that Weezer album.
As long as the score is over like 66%, maybe. But so Tom Petty, Guster, Weezer, these are my own personal rankings, by the way, not the group ranking. Those ones are no go. Sorry, you know what? I might make an exception for Dream Theater. It was just because of that one song that the album tanked. Yeah. But the rest of the album was pretty decent.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Which, I mean, that is coming up a little later on the list. Not quite yet, so we're almost there. So my number 13, Victim of Love by the Eagles, or just Eagles.
Suck My Kiss by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Where's my red? Okay, I want to know where I put Red Hot Chili Peppers, which that album's right there. Yay, one I can finally point out. And she said, Malibu Ken, I have this one too. Yay, I have so many records. Anyway, I only
and the Cheese Mask.
Which is also behind the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yay! Easter eggs everywhere. So, Suck My Kiss. Say that slowly enough, people are going to start getting anxious.
Uh-oh.
The beer burps. Okay. Speaking of, that was one of the episodes that we had to do a double of 5A and B, just so in case anyone's unaware. They both turned 30 on the exact same day. Then by both, my next pick actually, Territorial Pissing by Nirvana. That album, Nevermind by Nirvana, and Red Hot Chili Peppers Blood Sugar Sex Magic both turned 30 on the exact same day. So we couldn't just pick one. We didn't want to leave one too long, so we did 2 episodes in one day.
And we like confusing people with counting episodes differently than how we count
18
them.
Episodes, but it only says 17. Weird.
Yeah. And they're like, you're missing something. No, we're just missing a small part of the brain. That's it. Maybe it's just me.
This whole lobe right here, gone. All right, so as I said, my 12 was Territorial Pissing by Nirvana.
Cynic, Infinite Shapes.
Man, you're picking all the good ones and just dunking them. Infinite Shapes by Cynic, which was just our most recent episode, by the way, the one that capped off 2021. Mm-hmm. We both really like that album, so go ahead and check out that episode. Check out all of them, but I mean, like, that one's one of the good ones, so definitely check that out. Yeah. But the best album, obviously, if you don't know what it is, we'll talk about that coming up. For now, number 11, Hey Mama by Big Wreck.
Once by Ya Pearl Jam.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's one of the... I think I mentioned this off camera, but I wanted to give Pearl Jam kind of a chance again, because it's been a long time since we visited that album.
Oh my God. I feel like we've not really, well, I guess grown, but I feel more comfortable doing this now. So look, like going back to that, I'm like, cringe. Let's just do it again. Let's just wipe that one away.
Redux the entire episode, not just the album, the episode.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
The view counts of those episodes disappear. You say, let's change the Bungle episode, and then we just lose hundreds of views.
Oh no! I want to do another one. I'm excited for this coming section of
we have
albums.
For the next quote unquote season, which will be like 5 months worth of episodes.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Like there's some pretty cool ones in there, but you'll have to tune in to find out. For now, we got to finish this list. We're nearly at the halfway point, I guess. Yeah, we're very, very close. Anyways, number 10, Where's My Thing by Rush.
Nirvana, Something in the Way.
Good song.
It definitely is. Like when I just look at the title, I just...
You immediately start humming.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
You just rainy monochrome day, kind of slow pan towards the bridge and everything like that.
Yeah.
Cinematic views in your head.
Yeah, it's in my heart.
It's interesting that you chose that, because like by the way we've talked about certain songs in the past, usually I'm more of a sucker for like the quieter, more emotional tracks, and you like the heavier, faster tracks. And Territorial Pissing was like a very like intense pop track.
And Something in the Way, so chill,
mellow, sad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Quite melancholy. All right, so number 9, WYSIWYG, What You See Is What You Get by Pitch Shifter.
Do You Love Me by Guster. And it being almost, if not a little farther up than halfway of my list, that is because this song was repeatedly played at my workplace for almost 8 months and I still like it.
I do remember you talking about that, actually, how like
Yeah.
you didn't know who they were going into the episode, but then once we got into it, you're like, wait a minute, I know exactly who this band is.
Yeah, it was like three or so songs. I'm like, oh my God, I know this. But I liked this song when I heard it and didn't know who they were. So when we rated the album, I was like, I like this.
So when your former workplace violently nailed that song into your head, it forced you to put it like past, like within the top 10.
It did some things to me, none of which I want to speak of. They were
it gets a little risque from here on out. and meanwhile, I put Guster at 17. Oh, well, that's fine. Yeah, I didn't have the highest opinion of that album.
To be fair, though, every song after this are like my solid choices. Everything before was Now I got solid.
Most, as I said this off camera too, like most of that is like for me as well. The next ones are just like, I listen to all the time. But then there's like, I think I'm looking at my list right now. There's 2 that I don't really listen to all that often anymore, but I still appreciate them enough to put them in the top 10.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, the next one is one of those ones. Number 8, Alive by Pearl Jam.
None of them knew they were robots by Mr. Bungle.
None of them. I'll just put none of them by Bungle. I actually would have figured that would have come higher on your list. I don't know. You seem to have a lot of fun with that album.
That's why I say from now on, they're all just top-notch songs for me, and I would just replay these top 8 over and over and over.
I'm just trying to determine, let's see here. We can only match on 2 more bands. That's it. And so we're going to see very soon where those ones land. I don't think we're going to match. Yeah. These ones don't go towards our lifetime matches, by the way. These are just, it's its own separate thing.
But every time you say that, you're like, I don't think we're going to match. It's always the next one.
Well, it's definitely not the next one here.
All right.
Because my number 7 is Pink Cigarette by Mr. Bungle.
The reason they hate me, daughters. Okay, hold on. I did not realize how much I did like that song.
So you liked it so much, you put it before the top 5.
Yeah.
God damn it. That's shocking because I know you seem to, again, really enjoy that one. So, like, the fact that you enjoyed other ones more than certain songs that I'm anticipating.
Yeah. Hey, you have emotional connections to things, and I have emotional connections to a couple songs that are in the top 5.
I can imagine looking at my list and seeing what you have left. Yeah. So we can only have one more band that can match, and it's not going to. I'm telling you right now, 0 out of 18.
Okay.
So my number 6 is Tuesday by Malibu Ken.
Refugee by Tom Petty. Hey, you know what? I'm not even going to argue it.
Good. It's fine. Because we don't have enough time to debate why Tom Petty shouldn't be in anyone's top 10. Depending on the song. Actually, you know what? His music really got better towards the late 80s, early 90s. Mm-hmm. I think that's when I started, like, I've mentioned this before on the show, on our actual podcast, that, I do a classic rock radio show for a college station, and looking for certain songs to play, I realized Tom Petty's music gets much better the later into his career that he goes, like, more or less the 80s into 90s type thing.
Yeah.
I like a lot more of that stuff.
I can appreciate that opinion, 100%.
So, I mean, like, Damn the Torpedoes, I obviously didn't like that much at all. Yeah. But, I mean, if we started I can't remember the name of the album. There's one that I was hearing. I was like, hey, you know what? This one's not so bad. If we covered this could actually do well.
I feel like maybe after his solo album that had, like, Learning to Fly on it, everything after that was pretty solid.
Probably, because I know one of the later albums I listened to was another Heartbreakers album.
Yeah.
And it was, like, early 90s. So, I mean, like, that had some pretty solid tracks on it.
Sweet.
All right, so my number 5, this is where I know we're not matching, is Home by Dream Theater.
Home by Dream Theater!
What?
I'm sorry for everybody listening. Yes, number 5.
This one I figured was like top 2 for you.
Nope.
How the hell? I mean, at least we got one, but I didn't anticipate it. I thought this one was going to be much higher for you.
No. Wow, like, I'm pretty sure you already know what my number 1 is. But no, like, from now, this grouping is like, what ones do I enjoy singing? Do I enjoy every facet of the song?
I have 2 ideas of what your number 1 could be, but I'll be honest about it when we get there.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 4, Better Living Through Chemistry by Queens of the Stone Age.
The Start of Something Beautiful by Porcupine Tree.
Okay, there goes one of my ideas. Start of Something. Although I will say, I didn't listen to that whole album again, but I listened to a few tracks of that recently. Because I was like, I know I liked a few of those tracks, so I kind of forgot them. So I listened to Glass Arm Shattering again, obviously, so I could have a proper placement on this list.
Yeah.
I think... I'm not going to go change it now. I'm not going to bother, but I think Arriving Anywhere But Here might be one of my new favorites from that one.
Nice. I like that.
So, I mean, obviously it doesn't count for anything right now, but listening to it again, I was like, you know what? I'm starting to like this one a lot more.
Excellent. See, this is why I pick the albums I do. Brainwashing.
Even though I think Porcupine Tree and to an extent Dream Theater were the only ones that really did that. The other ones you picked are boo.
You, whatever.
You picked Tom Petty. Anyway, top 3 time. So these are like the best of the best. Bronze, silver, gold right here. I feel like mine are pretty obvious, but maybe it's just me. Anyways, number 3, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, Red Hot Chili Peppers, the title track. Hell yeah.
Boo!
Hey, you said you like that song.
Yeah, well, that's fine. It's just I'm not a huge fan of the Chili Peppers, so you boo me, boo you. I Digress by Big Wreck.
I digress. I completely forgot about Big Wreck that you hadn't said the meaning.
I snuck him right into the podium.
Well, because I'm trying. Like, I already know at this point. Looking at the thing here, wait, no, because you said Home too. God. Okay, I think I know what your number 1 is. I think I'm completely certain now. There's There's 2 bands left, and I think I know what your number 1 is. But we will get to that in just a second, because my number 2 is The Reason They Hate Me by Daughters.
Good choice. Victim of Love by
I got your number 1 correct, Eagles. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
I figured.
I just can't not listen to that song like 17 times. My number 1.
Yeah.
The Victim of Love. There's just something about that song is just, it's bossy and I like it.
Yeah, I mean, like, that opening guitar riff is really snobby.
I love it. I love it. Oh, I love it.
A lot of fun. Considering that I didn't exactly have, like, fleeting hope while listening to that album, but I didn't have the highest hopes either. But, like, obviously, that song being the best of the bunch.
And that was the episode we had the most matches on. We had 4.
That blows my mind that it was the Eagles, not just the Eagles. It was Eagles.
Yeah.
It still feels weird to not say the. Anyways, if you've been watching our podcast very recently, then my number 1 shouldn't surprise anyone considering the praise I rained on it literally in the last episode. Holy Fallout by Cynic. The most emotionally connected I've ever been to a song so far in this show, but in my life, like, it's definitely one of those really strong batters going up to the plate.
Face Up by Rush. And if anyone says that they can't dance to a Rush song, play them this, and they probably still won't dance, but they'll want to.
Was Dreamline your number 2?
Yes.
Okay, because I was thinking Dreamline was going to be number 1, but regardless, I knew Rush was going to be number 1. I couldn't remember what your number 1 was.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Well then, we got 1, and it happened to be Dream Theater, one of the more lower rated records on the show.
Yeah, it was sad, but the more I think about it, it was kind of deserving.
But in case, again, anyone doesn't know, even though I've said it in multiple episodes, it was literally one song that tanked the score. Because if it wasn't for the song Through Her Eyes, chances are that album would have ended up as like a 67 or something for me. I don't know. I'm just ballparking. It would have still been in the 60s, but like higher.
It adds to the story, but to the sound, it's like, what?
And yeah, I hated the Mariah Carey-esque vocals, just the really cheesy, corny ballad structure of it. Just nothing about it felt nice or good.
Yeah, they pulled the brakes on the coolness of that album.
Like, I haven't given it another listen yet, and I refuse to because, like, I still know how angry it made me.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I need to revisit it yet. Maybe one day, I don't know, but I'm not at that point yet. But can I also point out too that we're on the topic of like matching certain songs? Like, so we matched with Home as our number one song when we did the album. We matched today where it fell on our top one lists, or top ones list, I should say. We also got the Through Her Eyes as a match too. And we both rated it 62.5. There's something about this album that's kind of like really drawing like lines or like something, some sort of symmetry in our podcast.
Yeah. It's paying for all of the sort of polarizing opinions. They're like, okay, we're going to bring you guys together. And then after that episode, polarizing again. So I think it just means we have to do another Dream Theater record.
Probably, potentially, one day.
Yeah.
It's just funny because you say that the next episode after that was Malibu Ken, and it wasn't that polarizing. I mean, it was like 3 or 4% off. I mean, the Chili Peppers after that was like the next most polarizing episode by like nearly 20%.
Yeah.
Something along the lines of that. What a crazy 18 episodes it's been so far, huh?
Dang.
A very cliche thing to say. It's been a crazy ride, huh?
Oh, and thanks for staying with the ride with us. We literally love you so much. Like and subscribe and stuff.
You say so unenthusiastically. It's like as soon as the cameras roll off, that's when you exhale, you take an inhale of your cigarette and walk off and like, fuck these people.
Like Krusty the Clown.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of every YouTuber where it's just like, oh, thank you, heartfelt, and then just gets right to the sales pitch.
Because like that's the weird part about doing like YouTube and stuff like that too. Like, how do you come off as genuine when you're also trying to sell yourself at the same time?
Yeah.
And like, we want everyone to know, and I'm pretty sure any YouTube creator can say this, like, we genuinely do mean it when we say thank you very much.
My God.
Like, because I mean, at the point of recording this, like, we don't have a huge subscriber base. Like, we have like an okay but small listener base, but thank you to everyone who is listening. Like, we do appreciate you more than ever. But I mean, like, yeah, it's hard to sound genuine when we also say please like and subscribe.
Yeah.
It feels strange.
For me, I just know that a lot of people in my real life have no interest in listening to me. So the fact that you guys listen to the show and whether you care about what I say or not, the fact that you listen makes me feel good.
And the cat.
And there's my cat. And there's my cat.
Next day,
there is my cat in the middle of my heartfelt sentiment. But
the cat just knew. Beans knew. So, again, you've already heard the episode by now. Huge spoiler alerts onto what our number ones were, but you can always go back and check out the old episodes that we've done. Mm-hmm. Plenty to binge on, and trust me, starting next week, there's going to be plenty more. I'm just trying to think because, so if you did watch the Cynic episode 17, usually at the end of every episode, we'll give you a hint of what's coming next week, and I give the vaguest of vague hints of what's coming for episode 18. So I figure since next week is episode 18, I can give you a better hint, although I don't really have anything prepared. I just kind of thought of this at the top right now.
And it's only for you you video watchers, because the audio's not going to get this tip.
Yeah, this is exclusive. Woo-hoo. You'll notice the visible edit right there because I literally had to think about what I wanted to say, but I got a clue that's not too revealing. So obviously, like 3 decades making music and like just being awesome. Recently started scoring like behind the scenes awards of like Oscars and such like that for doing soundtrack work actually for movies, some pretty big movies actually. So this band has been doing soundtrack work now for about a decade-ish.
Hey.
So, I mean, won some awards, been doing pretty good. It sounds great, and they're still doing their own music, too. So, there's the biggest clue I can give. So, next week, you'll know who it is. You might already know who it is anyways, because if you've been looking on social media, I've been planting little seeds there, so you can go check that out as well.
Ooh, episode clue. Ooh, episode clue. Ooh, episode clue.
Maybe I'll post it in stories. Maybe I'll post it actually on the feed. Who knows? Maybe I'll post one specifically on TikTok, so you have to go follow us there, too. Dun, dun, dun. Our social medias, of course, are Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all at Rate the Record Podcast. And Twitter is just Rate the Record because, again, I can't make it podcast because it's too long of a name, blah, blah, blah. So go check that out. And, of course, if you want to email us any questions, comments, concerns, requests, or you just want to say hi, ratetherecord@gmail.com.
Yes. I sit there and it's just empty. And I'm like, please write to me, and nobody does.
You're gonna have to eventually. You're gonna have to interact with us eventually, so you might as well just make it now.
Exactly. Email us. Tell us how good or bad we are.
Tell us what you think about our top 18 here for our number ones. How would you have placed certain songs from certain albums? Give us your top 18 of all the episodes we've done. Like,
oh yeah.
Maybe one day we'll do like the top 18 of like the worst, like the very last songs we've picked.
Oh my god. That would be hard as hell. Having to listen to all the songs I don't like. Oh my god.
Torture on both of our ends. I'm sorry I brought that up.
Oh my god. I can see us doing it, but I can see not being happy.
Probably not. So again, thank you very much for joining us today. It's been fun. And again, if you haven't watched the podcast before, go check it out. Plenty of episodes to go watch, and we got a hell of a lot more coming up. So trust me, there's plenty of fun to get in on, plenty of interaction to be a part of. We want you to be part of that community, so please join today. Subscribe, social medias, all that stuff. So thank you very much. Go listen to some awesome music, and we will see you for season 2 next week. Take care, friends.
Bye-bye.